Welcome back to Offroad Outlaws, y'all, and in this video, this truck is not the primary focus. Now, it will be helping us out along the way. It's going to be towing our trailer around and things like that, but once again, it is not the number one focus of this video. The number one focus of this video is a truck that has essentially long been forgotten on my channel. We did some stuff with it a long time ago. It was a truck that we actually recovered from a scrapyard. We saved it, we rebuilt it, and then it just kind of sat in the corner and nothing happened with it until this video, because this Chevy Tahoe is going to get a full top-down rebuild. Now, when I say top-down rebuild, I just mean like starting at the top and working our way down. I don't mean actually chopping the roof off, because that's not, at least as of right now, not something we can do in Offroad Outlaws. But, you know, either way, I guess, you know, there are many things that are possible if you have a Sawzall. But either way, let's go ahead and dive into the build of what we are actually going to be doing here. Now, we're going to be swapping out the suspension, and firstly, this thing is going to be turned into basically a mega crawler. Now, what I mean by that is it's going to have monster truck style suspension, but it's not going to be built as a, air quotes here, monster truck, because a typical monster truck is going to be as high up as the suspension will go-ish, usually, and it's going to have enormous tires, and it's not necessarily going to be made for crawling and things like that. This is going to be made for crawling, and while the tire setup is going to be big and the travel is going to be high, it's not necessarily going to be built as a purpose-built monster truck. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to build this thing completely around the idea of maximum flex and maximum travel, and not that, and especially not, well, that. Oh dear. All right, so we're going to mess with the suspension stiffness later. We're going to actually max out that travel as well. And let's see, while we're here, we've got the rear stiffness down to like 14,000. We're going to bring that down a little bit more, actually, to like 12,500. And we're going to start there. Now, in the front, we're going to come down to about 13, like, actually, well, we could go a little softer. I tell you what, we'll do about there, and then we'll kind of go from there and see what we can do. So damping-wise, we're going to bump that up just a hair to like 2,800, 2,900. You don't really need to do that much to it. This isn't going to affect the flex all that much. This is just going to make it a little bit nicer to drive. And shock size is going to get bumped up to about, I don't know, 1.4, just so it's like, just so it's there. You know what I mean? It's not like they're not tiny shocks that are just hanging off of the chassis. Now, axis width wise, this is kind of like, it can be a little finicky, because with a crawler build that's on monster suspension, you don't want to put it too wide, because it can kind of start to get caught on things, it can run into things, and it can sometimes not be the best time for you. But let's go ahead and try the flex out and see kind of where this thing is sitting, and then see what we want to do from there. All right, I tell you what, first though, let's do a drop test. That's about as smooth as it can get. So let's see how it flexes. I mean, that's maxed out. 35 degrees in the front, and the rear axle is still just literally chilling on the ground. So I think that we're pretty much solid in terms of, like, if we want this thing to be able to flex as much as possible, I mean, I don't think it gets more flexible than that. That's about as far as we need to go. Now, tires-wise, we're going to bump up the tire size just a little bit, but not too much. I'm thinking about a 1.5-ish, because I still want it to be like, you know, I want the tires to be decently sized, but I don't necessarily want them to be so big that it becomes roly-poly, top-heavy, and wants to flip over everywhere. So with that in mind, now we're going to head into the gear tuning, and I think it's already got a basic tune on it already. It's not necessarily a crawler tune by any means, but it's still got a little bit of something. So let's see. That should be fine. So we've got 3.2, 2.0, 1.4, 1.1, 0.9, and then low gear is currently at 1.8. Again, not, you know, nothing super refined yet, but not too bad. Now, dyno run. We've already got a perfect setup on it. Let's go and run the dyno, just see what it makes. Oh, the game is freezing. Delightful. Okay. Not too bad. 705 horsepower, 1,186 foot-pounds of torque. Pretty standard. Now, though, we get to go ahead and handle a little bit of the customization. We're not going to do too much here, but I do want to get a little bit of, like, a basis for which to start. Don't crash. Okay, there we go. I was like, please don't crash. Don't crash out on me. There we go, though. Those cut fenders will allow us to get a ton more tire clearance, and we're also going to upgrade to a set of actual proper rock sliders. We're going to throw some lights on here so we actually, you know, can see where we're going if it gets dark. We definitely want to snorkel on a build like this. And cage-wise, I don't know if I actually want to do anything with that. I think what I'll do is I'll throw a rack on top of it, and then we'll kind of go from there. And then let's see. So spare-wise, we could do it on the back, we could do it on the roof rack, or we could do it on the hood. I think we'll do one on, we'll do one actually on the back this time. And then, since it is diesel swapped, we'll probably do either a hood stack or a rear exit. I think for this, we'll probably do a rear exit. I think it looks just a tiny bit cleaner. And then we'll also go ahead and do probably switch out for some white HIDs, and we'll definitely throw a winch on the front because we'll probably need one. We'll throw a repair pack in the back, and we will upgrade to some Chevy tow mirrors because it's massive and we're gonna kind of want to be able to see out of it. So let's go ahead and apply those mods, and then we'll go back in because I didn't want it to, you know, crash while I was customizing. And let's get a, I don't know, a fitting horn to throw on this thing. That works, I guess. I'm down for that. I mean, why not, right? And then, of course, we've got to put at least TC Customs on the side. We don't have to go crazy with the design right now, but I do, at the very least, want to have the TC Customs sort of shop logo, shop brand along the bottom edge of the doors. So we're almost there. And we just got to make it a little bit bigger. It's actually more space than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was only going to be a tiny little bit of space, and I'm actually kind of shocked at how much space it is. Let's bring that up. We'll do kind of like a gray over black, and right about there. I think that actually, that looks really, really good. With the gray over black, you get just enough of the 3D effect. And then now we're just going to go ahead and duplicate that around to the other side. And then after that, it will be time for a trail test. Now, when we trail test this thing, I'm going to go ahead and warn y'all ahead of time. It probably won't work perfectly right off the bat. I know that, like, some rigs every once in a while will work, like, really, really well, like, right off the bat. And that's not, in my experience anyway, that's not how things normally go. It's not really the norm at all when you do a brand new build like this. So, I do want to also go ahead and do the axle color. And let's see. I don't know if I want to do that, though. I tell you what. Let's see if we can do... Oh, that's actually not bad. It's kind of the reverse of what we had before. But again, I don't mind it. It's actually not bad at all. So now we get to actually go out and test this thing. And here we are out on Crater Crawl. Now, Crater Crawl is a wonderful test and tune map because you literally spawn in right here in the middle of a crater with a million different ways you can climb up out of it, and they are all varying difficulty crawler trails. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and unload right here, swap over to the Tahoe crawler, and let's just, I think, you know what? I almost want to, like, randomly pick one. I'm so curious, because, like, some of these I've never tried. Some of these I've never even, like, made it through. So, I don't know. This one looks good. Let's see what happens. Now, I think we're probably, for something like this, we're probably going to need to use low right off the bat, but... Oh, my God. That's not even low. What? I will say, full disclosure, I did go ahead and lower/soften the suspension more before I came out here because I wasn't quite sure if it was going to work well as it was. But Oh my god. This thing is ridiculous. Like, the combination of the suspension setup and the wheelbase length is, like, apparently really good for this particular crawler trail. Oh my god, this thing rips. Oh no. Almost fell backwards. Hold on. Let's see if we can angle it a little better. There we go. That wasn't bad. Now, do we go left or do we go right? I say we go left. I'm just still amazed that we're doing this in high. I have not switched into low yet. We might need low for that, because that's so, like, I don't know, it's so, like, tucked in. But, well, actually, no. Still high gear, or rather high range. That is steep, though. That is insanely steep. Yeah, that's gonna push us back over. So, let me turn you around just a tad. Unfortunately, it looks like we're gonna have to bounce off the walls a little bit to turn around, but don't worry about that. There's a line. Oh, yeah, there's a line over there in that corner. Oh, let it settle. And boom. Insane. And this thing's not even running rear steer. That's the other mind-blowing part of it, is that it's not running any rear steer at all. And we're about to monster this climb. Oh, we've got even, like, some momentum going now. Come on. I'm just really trying to focus now because I don't want to go tumbling back down. No, 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 no. The second I said that, I shouldn't have said that. I should not have said that. I shouldn't have said anything. I need to go exactly where that tree is. That's so annoying. Oh? Oh my god. I don't know how we're supposed to go any further than this. I mean, it's like just a wall now. Yeah, I think we could say we made it to the top of that one, because that was literally just a wall. Oh my god. Well, this thing is a lot better than I thought it was gonna be, for one. And for two, I can see us doing a lot more with this thing in the near future. So, if y'all enjoyed this video and enjoyed a revisit to a truck that I think was ridiculously underappreciated in our garage for a long time, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Hit that like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and I will see y'all next time.